We are live. What's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday morning. Happy Saturday evening, afternoon, Sunday morning. Not Monday, right? I don't think anybody's that far.
No, nobody's Monday.
Unless they're watching from other worlds.
So who are you?
I'm the Uncanny Omar. Who are you? Who are you?
I'm the Phoenix.
Is that what we're doing today? Then I'm Wolverine.
There you go.
You can call me Never mind. That's after hours talk. We are
Omni.
That's right. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing okay this Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, wherever you're from, you are. What's slapping my rudes? Is that a new thing?
Do you mean to say rudes?
I'm so old. I don't know if that's a thing. Rick Gear saying epic hair, Melanie.
It's a wig. Thank you.
It's okay. Hey, Carly, how are you?
Hi. Where's everybody from?
Or where are you now? Addresses. Phone numbers.
Wow. Yeah.
Social security numbers.
Email address.
Return of the Phoenix, I see. Because she never left.
Oh, I was confused because you went to YouTube. I'm like, why am I not moving? I do this with my eyes.
Anybody see the DC Omni solicits? Yes, I was putting together. By the way, I love your picture of Usagi Yojimbo by Mike Mignola. Yeah, I was putting together a list. I went to bed at 1 o'clock, and the only thing that I saw was Dark Knight Detective. And it was on Amazon already, Dark Knight Detective Volume 7. And then in the morning, I woke up, and they had filtered a bunch of things like Ed Brubaker's Catwoman Omnibus, which I'm really excited about. And, of course, I'm sure most people that watch the channel know how excited I am about the question. The only thing I got worried about was that they pulled Fourth World by John Byrne from the catalog, and then it came back. So when you all saw my video of upcoming collected editions for the month of August, it wasn't in there. But it is back on second week of August, so August 11th. So, yeah. Legion of Superheroes 5 years later, Volume 2, which is crazy that we're getting that. Really, some big surprises in there. So I'm making a video about that, but I'm waiting for the catalog to fill up here in the next couple of days. We're going to see a lot more. So I'm being a little more hopeful because we saw, what did I see that I was like, okay, about time. Scott Snyder's Justice League Volume 3 hardcover. I'm hoping we see a Batman by Tom King to wrap up that run. But yeah, hope everybody's doing well. So that's some good news.
Just so y'all know, I'm actually Jeff Johns. Ask me anything.
I'm not doing no. I am going down that rabbit hole again. I don't care if it's the real Jeff Johns and I freaking
here for bringing humor to the situation.
What situation? There's no situation.
Really embarrassing. But it's a good story. It's a good story.
Years from now, when they're writing a forward to Saga Volume 8.
No. I'm excited about the final Hellblazer thick.
It will be the last one. Yeah. Omar, Jeff just called me. He's crying because you won't ask him anything.
Dang them. Okay.
I don't care if it's the real Jeff Johns in the chat. I'm playing it safe from this moment forward.
The TMNT Batman Omni has a release date of 2023 on Amazon.
Oh, okay. What we don't want to see is 2060. 2023. I'm thinking they're moving things around. Like I said, the Fourth World disappeared from the catalog, Final Shadow, and it's due out here in a couple of weeks. So hopefully
I think that would do well.
TMNT Batman, yeah, absolutely. The only thing I worry about is licensed material. So you're dealing with IDW material, and who is it? Not Hasbro, but who owns it? So did y'all see my pictures? Like this is in the. Oh my gosh, I'm such a kid. I can't wait to open it. Oh, these are the Super 7, the Super 7 toys.
You should.
The Ninja Turtles.
Open it up.
So the difference between these and like the NECA is that Super 7 does the toy versions. So if you were a fan of the toys of Ninja Turtles, this is what this is the stuff that you get.
Why don't you?
And this thing is huge. Feel how heavy Rocksteady is. Wow, look at that. That's so each wave.
His head is huge.
Each wave is like it has 4 figures in it. This is wave 3. Wave 4 comes out later this year. They've announced wave 5. Each one is about, I think they're $40 to $50. The bigger ones are like $60.
What was it that you were looking at earlier? There was a question.
From a buddy of mine, fellow Kentuckian over here, JT Gamer. What's up, JT? Hello, Uncanny and Jean Grey from Axel. Hi, Omar. How do I get a hold of your gaming friend? I want to know what NES games to get on my 3DS and SNES because I have a new 3DS. You don't need him. You got me, man. You don't need him. Not her. Him. Rob. He's on the other channel. So he's on the Near Mint Collective. So they're putting out one episode every couple of weeks, I think is what they're doing. But yeah, I can ask him, man. There are definitely some Nintendo games you need. Absolutely. Rocksteady be like, I ain't telling you.
Yeah,
His head is so big that they couldn't put it on straight, so they had to like make him look that way. Omar, you scrappy little so-and-so. I thought you were sticking to X-Men Marvel Legends. I am a fool, man. I say I'll go down one rabbit hole and I open up that door, man. Anybody got an extra Sentinel, though? Y'all, anybody out there got an extra Sentinel?
I was looking this morning at the Kotobukiya My Little Pony.
Mm-hmm.
Those are so pretty. And the horror line with Beetlejuice. She's holding the screw. Didn't he take out a screw from their car to make them die? Did that happen, or am I just making that up? Because I was like, is she holding a cigarette? Anyway, if you don't know what the line is, it's Kotobukiya made the
Bashojo line.
Yeah, horror movie characters, female. There's Ash from The Evil Dead too. That one's really cool. And Freddy versus Jason figure and
Leatherface. She's thick.
And a couple of others.
Mm-hmm. I need to get my Mira and my Stargirl because I love collecting the Marvel and DC figures. I still have the Fourth World Absolute, my pre-order list, the first volume. I know that Cheap Graphic Novels got some of theirs in, and they're going to get some more in. I don't know about anybody else. Dying Breed Collectors is in the chat. He might know. Buenos dias, Causita.
What's Causita?
Cautious. Will the real Slim Shady David Gabriel please stand up? David uses his real name in the chat, so then I guess anybody can fake that. I think it's time to reveal that I'm Justin Timberlake. Didn't want to point attention away from Omni. Okay, but you all can go ask him.
With the most, no, this is a challenge. Come up with the most random person you can.
Super 7 is doing the Samurai. Yeah, they're doing Samurai Leo. I didn't want that, man, because I don't want Space Raphael or Surfing Mikey. I want real new figures. I want Wingnut, Screw Loose, and I don't want more turtles. I got the 4 turtles. I don't need a Samurai Leo, even though he looks cool. That's the only one I didn't pre-order. So if they start doing variants of the turtles, Astronaut. It was Astronaut Raph, right? Why would he be the astronaut, not Donnie?
It was Donnie. Yeah, I think it was Astronaut Donnie.
I really think it was Astronaut Raph. Donnie was like Basketball Donnie or something weird.
Good morning. Hey, Omar, Melanie. Hope you're both well and had a good
week.
Thanks. Yeah. Sasmurf's asking if you got the new Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck Deluxe Edition.
Did I pre-order it? Absolutely.
Deluxe.
I absolutely pre-ordered that book. I'm looking forward to it. Whether Fantagraphics was going to send me a copy or not of it, an advanced copy, I didn't care. I was going to own that book before it sold out. So I got mine pre-ordered. I'll be doing an overview of it as soon as I get it. I'm looking forward to that book. So it's yet again another edition of the Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck, but it's a huge edition.
Let's see. Off My Shelves, good morning.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Off My Shelves has a comics channel, and he put together a really good video of everybody's. Oh, I said everybody.
Everybody.
Lots of other comic channels. Top 5 Dark Horse, and it was really cool at the premiere. Just chatting away, and it was a great community event.
I talk way too much on my own channel, so I thought I'd make that one quick. Yeah, and then you were like, yours was one of the shortest ones.
Hey, the movie you were trying to think of, because I was there. I didn't know what he was talking about. The movie you were trying to compare Black Sat to was Zootopia.
Zootopia, that's the stupid Disney movie. Gosh dang it.
I can't remember who said it. Somebody answered the question. So thank you for the super chat.
Gianmarco.
So right? When Dark Horse says Berserk Deluxe is evergreen, will they ever go back on the direct market or just Amazon?
Both will go. You'll see them solicited through Diamond and PRH, and you'll see them solicited. Who's the No, PRH deals with the book market for Dark Horse. So yes, you will see them again, both places. Good morning, guy. What? Okay.
Oh, I was trying to say thank you, or Alpha Show saying thank you. It was loads of fun.
Thank you for the invite. And speaking of invite, I will be this Monday at 7 p.m. I will be on Big Herm's channel. Like this coming up Monday. So I'll be there with Big Herm Collectibles. He asked me to come on his channel. And then I'll be on the Aussie. Oh man, that's tomorrow at 9 a.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time. The Aussie Omnibus channel. Yeah, those guys asked me on too.
Cool.
Well, that's back to back. People want to talk to me. That's cool.
Because you're so knowledgeable. And hi, Gabriel.
Oh, there's my buddy. How are you, buddy?
How are you doing with your Alf? Hey, congratulations, great Garlu. You're eating your strawberry oatmeal with toast, celebrating 5 pounds gone. Good job.
Good job, man. Good job. You hit on Bill's right above
sure.
Great Garlu.
I think somebody answered that. Savage
Let's
Sword of Conan Omni Volume 7 will be 150 with issues 88 through 101. Can you ask Gabriel why? Oh, no.
Why it's only that many? Or is that what you're asking me? Or why the price hike?
Probably that's the question.
Probably because everything is going up. When I got to announce some of the Epic collections, they were actually every Epic collection that I was talking about from January until April, they were all $44.95. It's just inflation, man. Price of lumber goes up, and I'm not justifying it. I mean, it's everything is going to go up, especially if it's got paper. Like we were looking to get a fence back here for our backyard, and the price compared to last year was almost tripled what we were quoted last year. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's why they're doing it.
Hi, Hayden. Good morning. Happy Saturday, you awesome badasses. Well, thanks.
Dude, it's the Saturday chat.
You would be bad A if you wore this wig. You want to wear it at the end?
Hayden, has anybody told you that you look like Aerith from Final Fantasy VII on your picture?
Yes, because that is them. Right there.
No, that's not Aerith. That's Hayden.
No, I mean, that's a computer image thing.
Oh, go to Gianmarco for a
Okay.
second, and then we'll go to Tony. Causa. That's what the word is. It means bro. Dude,
oh, okay. Because you were like cautious. I'm like,
dude,
okay,
I lived in Peru since 1987. Lo siento, hermano. Pero viva Peru, carajo. I say to watch my mouth, and then I say things like that on the Saturday chat. Oh, hi, May. What's up, buddy?
Finally get to catch a chat live since returning to work. Miss being able to watch live. Always love the positive vibes. Well, cool. It's good to see you.
Thank you, hermano. Thank you, man. I really appreciate
and
that.
Thank you, Tony. Good morning, Uncanny, Omar. Phoenix!
Are you Phoenix? Is that how you say?
Control you with my mind.
Boy, when you get the drinking, though, you become Dark Phoenix like that.
No, I don't. I'm just goofy. Let's see. Gabriel says I'm now a week away from the event I'm vendoring at.
Are you setting up your little not little, that's the meaning. Your wood, well, they were small, your little wooden things.
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing?
That's cool. Hey, Gary's asking to put links to the channel that you will be on. That's a good
idea, Gary.
question.
Fargate, if you're still on the chat, can you put a link up? If not, I'll have to get it from Facebook. And yeah, let me here, I'll put a link up. Okay. Hey, Omar, do you think Marvel will release a King in Black from Marvel Masterpieces? Look at that. I used to collect your cards. Do you think Marvel will release a King in Black Omnibus plus a companion in the near future? David was in the chat a couple of months ago saying that the King in Black will probably be spring of 2022 Omnibus. I don't know about a companion, though. This is the most important question, though, from Cesar. How many Peruvians are in the chat? I guess everybody can claim to be from Peru.
Okay, Fargate said I did.
It's not showing up. Let me copy it from the Facebook post. That was a good idea for whoever suggested that. Gary. Thank you, Gary.
There it is. Oh, I like your thumbnail. The Amazing Collected Edition Show.
Okay. So I'll put it here. And then there is, and it's in the chat too. So thank you so much. My parents are Peruvian. I miss the food.
Oh, cool.
Did you ever have cuy?
Marvel Masterpieces was saying yes.
Yep. About
your answer. There you go.
Where are you in your dread reading I am post Necropolis. I am case file 14. I've been doing a lot of jumping around with my reading. I had the I was reading Captain America. I've been reading so much Captain America. Right now I'm in the Golden Age Volume 2. So yeah. I am jumping around a lot, but I am going back to Dread for sure. Omar, do you think Marvel will make Omnis $150 like DC does with some, like Jason Aaron's Thor Omnibus? I mean, I think that will come. I don't know when. We've had Golden Age books at 150 for a while now, but that's because of the art restoration. I think obviously it doesn't take a genius to figure out why the paper quality is so thin, why the binding is so different, why they don't use fake leather anymore for their books. They're trying to keep the cost down. In order to keep the cost down, things, they're not made as well as they used to be made. So I'm thinking the price hike will come eventually, though. Was the handbook, the big handbook guide to the Marvel Universe, that one was 150, the deluxe edition. So I'm pretty sure more will come. I just, trying to keep it as low as possible for as long as possible, for sure. Good morning.
Brian.
Hope all is well. What's up, Brian? How you doing, buddy?
And Mana Owls. Hello from Ireland. I'm new to your channel. I love it. It really helps. Thank you, guys. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. You're welcome and welcome.
Is it true that current ongoing comics aren't all great in quality, and that is why their sales are down? Man, I really want your perspective on this, since it seems to be a popular opinion. DC and Marvel Comics fan. I think
quality is in what you just talked about.
If you're talking about paper quality, or you're talking about the quality of writing and art, because it's all subjective. You can go from one YouTube channel to another, and one YouTube channel can be like, Marvel and DC are crap. This is why their sales are down. And another channel is like, oh man, this is like the best time to be living in DC and Marvel superheroes. So it really is all perspective, right? My perspective is there are some great stories out there, and for somebody that has been reading comics for the last 35 plus years, it's still story quality. Thank you. It surprises me that we still have a lot of good stories. Now there are some really bad stories, and from both Marvel and DC and independent comics too. But then there's some really good things. Like, there are stories I read that I'm like, man, I'm so glad I still read this title. Like with Thor, like Jason Aaron's Thor, or Donny Cates' Thor, Donny Cates' Venom, Jonathan Hickman's X-Men. There are some things in Dawn of X that I'm like, oh my gosh, this is one of the best X titles I've read in a long time. And I will never forget reading House and Powers of X when it was coming out weekly. And I remember on my channel doing a review saying, it feels good to be an X-Men fan again. And I think that's why I always suggest people to read everything. Like when I tell you to read, just keep going with the Man-Thing story in Uncanny X-Men. Because you don't appreciate the good unless you go through the bad. You don't appreciate how good House of Powers and X is unless you've lived through the last couple of years of X-Men, which has kind of been of a mess.
Good answer.
That's my answer, man.
And exciting tomorrow. Thank you for the super chat. I see Omnibus collectors in near mid. So
I will be on
link to that as well.
I don't have that link yet. So remember, it's all created by StreamYard. So whenever he creates it, I'll have that link. If you but if you post on social media, I'll be happy to share that. Bo, I can't wait. Thank you so much for being it's like 11 o'clock for them. So I was trying to make it as early as possible, pushing things back. So thank you for that.
Hi, Omar. Hi, Melanie from the UK. How are you both? Hi, Glenn2K12.
What's up, buddy? How are you? Good morning, y'all. Do you still get floppies, or do you just wait for collected editions? I'm waiting on stuff like The Last Ronin and Fight Girls. I assume everything eventually gets collected. You get more floppies than I do these days when we go to conventions.
Yeah.
You go. I love it. You go crazy. Like that. I think it's great.
Oh, well, thanks. And I tried out digital. I haven't this month though. Um, Shoot, what was I gonna say? Yeah, basically, you collected editions,
Mhm.
and but do you think everything eventually gets collected? It seems like it, but
I feel like we are living in the golden age of collected editions. Seriously. You asked me 10 years ago, is this story going to get collected? I'm going to say no. Probably not. Maybe. Now it's like, oh yeah, that will get collected some way. In either trade paperback format or oversized hardcover format or omnibus format. But I think we're living in some really good times. But the thing, K Park or anybody that's watching that sucks about being a collected editions waiter or a trade waiter is what we call ourselves, is spoilers. Because there are some big books out there that everybody talks about. And if you're on Facebook, Twitter, if you're part of a group, or if you run your own YouTube channel and people want to just email you out of the blue going, man, I can't believe this happened in Thor. And I'm like, man, I can't believe I have to wait 5 more months to read it because that's when the trade paperback comes out. So I don't know what happened in Thor, dude. That's part of the gamble, right? Like you have to wait and keep away from everybody. Like even if you warn people, like I don't talk about spoilers on this channel, or I try not to, unless I'm doing an overview and I tell people ahead of time, like, oh, I'm going to go into a little spoiler territory. But being a trade waiter, you're 6 months behind usually. So that is one thing to keep in mind. Dave, thank you so much for the super sticker, buddy. Thank you.
Let's see. Bruce says, do either of you think more fan service in Western comics could bring in back fans? Japan does fan service like no other, and they are kicking butt. Bruce, I like your picture.
Bruce, I'm gonna. There is a Lady Death Kickstarter going on right now. Somebody asked a really good question. I think. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna find it because this was a really interesting question that he brought up in my upcoming collected editions video.
So it's about this.
It's about, yes, manga in Japan. Why manga? It's acceptable in manga to have, these half-naked girls, whereas in America, in Western culture, we've kind of clothed them up more. Women used to be sex symbols in comics, and now, if you look at costumes nowadays, it's a lot different. They have more clothing than they used to. Danny C, thank you. Danny C is the gentleman that that brought it up. Why is it? How come in current Japanese culture, manga sexualizes women so much, and they're allowed to enter the market like it's nothing, like where it's available to kids? And I brought up the point, like, while it is available in the manga stream, like you don't ever see those titles in the top 10, top 20, top 30. There is certainly this like publishers that deal in those kind of manga only, like. I don't want to say hentai, but borderline fan service. And fan service has been a trope in the manga market since, oh my gosh, late 80s. I mean, it's always been a thing, but I think it became a trope and a tropey thing in the early 90s, and especially in anime. I'll never forget Agent Aika, I think, was the first time I saw. Okay, none of this is making any sense. These are super agents. Why are there so many panty shots? So these kind of things became a trope. And honestly, a lot of it had to do with their target audience, too. And then a difference in culture. Bringing it over here, they don't sell as well, though. And books that are mature, like Berserk or Blade of the Immortal, they're usually sealed in plastic. So, while you find them in the manga section, they have plastic around them. Like, there are some, what does Tina call it? Ecchi? Like, it's almost fan service-y, borderline hentai. But anyway, that's what she called it. I remember she taught me that word.
Oh, okay.
But those books just don't sell as well. But bringing it over to America, though, I think there are some titles, like there's a Lady Death Kickstarter that apparently is doing really well. And I think of Lady Death as part of that. There's a whole line by Xenoscope that is nothing but fan service. But I honestly don't ever see them breaking in the top 50, top 100 graphic novels. And they've released omnibus editions and compendium editions before.
And I think in Western comics, yeah, sure, not as much skin, but I read the term Escher girls, ESCHER, like that artist where reality bends and the staircases and they go all different places. Oh, so that's etchy.
Etchy.
And so it's referring to like positions that is physically impossible to get into. Like you're bending, you can see all of your boobs and all of your ass at the same time, like that kind of thing. So
it's as if women
I
wear clothes.
just wanted to use the term that I learned the other day as a point. So that was a good question.
That was an excellent question. Look at, did you see all the DC Omnibus coming out? I did. Making a list. I started making my list on Thursday evening, and the only one I saw was Dark Knight Detective Volume 7 on Amazon. And then when I went to the catalog early Friday morning, there were so many, including the ones you just, Catwoman by Brubaker, Question by Dennis O'Neil. God, I hope none of these get canceled. Legion of Superheroes 5 years later, Volume 2, Gotham Central Omnibus. I thought there was another one too. They're reprinting the Blue Beetle, the Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle. So excited for that. Omar, have you read Gideon Falls? And if yes, what's your opinion on it? Slow start, great middle. I was hooked till the end. Loved it. Like, I didn't like the first part. It's so slow for me. And the art by Sorrentino. Lemire and Sorrentino have worked together a lot. Old Man Logan. But in Gideon Falls, I don't know, it was just something different. And I didn't dig it at first. I was like, well, maybe this is the art not working with the writer. But I don't know. Middle, I was hooked. Yes, Gotham Central is being reprinted. Knock on wood. Hopefully nothing gets canceled. The catalog's still being filled, so I will be making a video once. I'll wait a couple more days. Hopefully you'll find more cool things on it. I got my first 6 out of 10 omnibus. Excited to read it. Congratulations on that Batman omnibus, John. The Psylocke in X-Men 8 qualify as fan service.
Sure.
Absolutely.
The bikini?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because
What people call the Pikachu bikini these days. We didn't have Pikachu back then. We had a bunch of...
the Pikachu bikini?
Because it looks like Pikachu. Like, it's blue up here around her boobage area. And then down below, it looks like the shape of Pikachu. It's yellow. So, yeah, you'll never see that the same way again. Absolutely, 100%. And you know why? Because me and my friends were talking about it. Me and my friends would draw that picture over and over again. So that is definitely fan service. Marvel back then knew their target audience. Kids. Kids definitely.
Gabriel saying that he is selling his wooden creations.
Oh.
Yep, so we were correct.
Cool, buddy. What's your favorite
orders too?
All right, he's great at it.
It's really, really cool.
Our daughter just messaged us. It's so cute. Okay, what's your favorite Wolverine issue in the Wolverine Omnibus Volume 1? Oh, this is a hard choice because we have Weapon X. We have the first Wolverine miniseries. No, you know what? Wolverine number 10. Wolverine number 10, the birthday issue. One of the best standalone issues of Wolverine. Gives you a small glimpse of how old he might have been. How the whole feud with Sabretooth may have started. Chris Claremont, Big John Buscema. That one. Love it.
Thank you, Dave, for the super sticker.
Yeah, we'll look at him on the YouTube. For some reason, StreamYard doesn't let us. They're doing some updates, so hopefully in the next couple of months, we'll be able to show super stickers. I have, JT. Oddfell and I reviewed it.
He's answering the question, Black Widow movie.
The Black Widow movie. Yes. Mm-hmm. Rebel by Design is here, everybody. One of my favorite viewers.
Amir's asking if it's safe to assume the rest of the Sandman Deluxe editions will come out eventually and not get canceled. Really looking forward to them.
Oh, absolutely. Deluxe Volume 2 was canceled and it came back. Deluxe Volume 3 was canceled and it came back. They will go all the way through. Including there is a new deluxe edition of Death, I assume to match the spines of the new deluxe editions of Sandman. So absolutely. Thank you, Gabriel. Hit that like button. Thank you, my man. Hey, what's up, Jake? How you doing, brother? Always remember people because of their avatar. Excited for Gotham Central. I saw it in my local comic book shop, but wasn't in the Omni game then and passed up on it and totally regretted it. Well, it's coming back, my dude. So I hope you get it. Omar, read the first Gotham Central trade paperback. I'm totally hooked. Selling that trade paperback and pre-ordering the omnibus. It's one of my top 10 favorite omnibus of all time. I did that list 2 years ago. Loved it. And because of that list, we got a New Warriors reprint and a Kurt Busiek Conan omnibus out of that. Because I remember David texted me going, that Conan that good? And I'm like, that Conan is what got me hooked on Conan.
Good.
And he was like, okay, well, maybe we can make an omnibus out of that. That was cool. I wish DC would watch and had reprinted Gotham. Actually, Gotham Central at the time was in print. And then within like 2 months, it was gone. So I'm glad that, Omar, do you see my message about the giveaway? No, buddy, I'm trying to, are you messaging me on Facebook? Because I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat. Oh, they're having a subscriber giveaway when they hit 500 subs. Amazing Spider-Man Epic Collection Volume 7. Got it.
Cool.
Got it. So.
Hi, June.
What's up, June?
Have you watched Transformers WFC Kingdom? Want to know your opinion. And
As
Lydia is too.
Lydia and I have been watching them. We haven't watched Kingdom because it just came out. So hopefully when she comes back home.
What about the...
we've seen Siege and we've seen Earthrise. This is the third one.
Because it's all connected, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and this is the Beast Wars one. So
oh, that's the one I want to watch. I really like Beast Wars.
I was hoping they get some of the original voice actors like David Kaye back. Hi, Omni. Omar, do you know if Cosmic Ghost Rider has a small font on the spine like the Cosmic Universe Omnibus by Kate? I haven't gotten it yet, but I can tell you the ones that I've gotten. X Factor didn't. Captain America by Dan Jurgens didn't. Golden Age didn't. I think it's one of those things that they're going back. So anything that's getting reprinted, like the X-Men Silver Age, like Doctor Strange Silver Age, and probably Uncanny X-Men, when those get reprinted later this year, those will probably have that kind of spine. Just letting you all know. Omar, what's up, Big Stu's Big Collection? Good morning. Finally got that TMNT Volume 1 hardcover. Big thanks to your TMNT reviews. I really love this book. Now we need 12 more. I love that book. And I was hooked on it after Volume 3 of the hardcover. I'm serious. It's so good. It's one of my favorite books that I read. I put down things when those books come in, I put down what I'm doing to read those. Same thing with Transformers, Berserks. I'm doing my top 10 must-buys for the month of August. I already filmed it, but the video comes out tomorrow. And, you know, I got a little emotional when I realized Berserk was on my list because this is the first time I'm going to reread Berserk after Miura's passing. And it's just different. It's not the same. Because I know there won't be more.
Yeah.
I know in my head where the story ends, and that's where it will end.
Joe Anderson, Melanie, you look like you're fixing to go jam up with the Shi'ar Empire with your hair.
Fire.
Oh, that's okay.
First of all, I love the fact that you said fixing to, because that's a Kentucky thing. I'm fixing to whoop your butt. That's such a Kentucky thing, man. Or I guess it's not a Kentucky thing if you're using it.
Yeah, this is a really fun wig. Thank you. And Meow Meow, thank you for the super chat. I put forward the argument that adoption of Brian Hitch's ultimate style, tactical costumes forever changed American female comic character designs. It might be the most influential style overall.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. Like in the Ultimates. Yeah, I can kind of see that. Because he went, you know, and even predating Ultimates, he did the same thing with Stormwatch when he became the Authority. So in a way, he was already thinking about movie versions of these things, right? Because I remember the Authority when it came out, or when I read it the first time, I was thinking this widescreen type of art style really makes it feel like a movie. So I think that's a really good point, Meow Nyan. So I think Brian Hitch probably had a lot to do, or at least influential in the way that we do artwork. And in a way, around that time, we also got Grant Morrison's new X-Men with the leather outfits.
I didn't like those.
Yeah, I know. But
Melanie, what's your favorite manga? Berserk and Meisani Koku.
Same.
Yeah. And I should pick one more.
Boys Over Flowers.
No, not Boys Over Flowers anymore. I used to read like romance manga, and I really enjoyed it. Little cutesy girl, like about the reincarnation of Joan of Arc and
Kamikaze Joan.
yeah, and Kitchen Princess.
Kitchen Princess.
Boogie Pop is something about dancing competition. I used to really love those. I don't know if I went back and read them that I would, but definitely I suppose Berserk and Masonic Koku maybe opposite ends of the spectrum, but I like the storytelling and such. So
just goes to show you how different storytelling is from, one like that, like
one extreme, one
we didn't get
genre to the other.
We didn't get that in America until we started getting a bunch of the independent comics. Somebody brought that up in the last chat we did. We didn't see that in America.
Thank you for the super sticker,
Thank you, Kevin Connor.
Let's see, Ringmaster. Hi.
Hey guys.
Did you DC fix the binding issue of Snyder's Batman Omni?
Yes, the recent printings are fixed. Why am I sitting next to Jean Grey?
Why are you? Because I'm controlling it with my mind.
You don't have to. What's up, hermano? ¿Cómo estás? Let's see that Captain America by Jurgens. Okay. Let me get it for you here in a second.
Where is it?
It's right there on top of that book.
Okay.
Oh, my lovely Jean. Thank you. Where's Nikolai? Nikolai had a really good thing. He was talking. Okay, here we go. I'm about to hit the middle of Remender's run on Uncanny X-Force right now. Let me tell you what. If you have not read this, you're missing out in a real way. I loved it, man. I thought it was great. But you know what? I'm a bigger fan of Kyle and Yost X-Force. I love that stuff. So here's Captain America by Jurgens. It's fine. And the back. I'll be doing this overview on Monday because I'm doing the overview of the Golden Age tomorrow afternoon. But the big thing about this, by the way, I mentioned it in my upcoming collected editions, is that they did include issue 24. So that was cool. When this was originally solicited, they had issue 25, and I messaged David right away going, wait, it's missing issue 24 because it's missing from Mark Waid's. We can't leave that out there. And he said, let me see what I can do. And the other thing I pointed out was the price of this was $125, and it's $100. So, sometimes at the end of the day, Marvel is free to do whatever they want to, but sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't. Yeah. Ta-da! That's it. Finished. David Holt. Thank you. Great, but didn't love Mr. Fix. You didn't love Mr. Fix-It too. Joe Fix-It was the man in that. I love that. I love that series. I don't think it's a little bit of a slow burn at first, but man, when you get into that, especially good-looking Hulk, you know what I'm talking about. Good-looking Hulk, smart Hulk. Do you know anything about Buscema's Tarzan coming out this fall from Dynamite? No, but I'm in. Big fan of his artwork. Big fan of his
asking,
artwork.
There's a new question by O'Neill Omni coming?
Yep, Volume 1 is in the catalog. And here's my thing. I've seen places start taking pre-orders, and I would advise against that right now. Unless it's something like Amazon, right? Because they don't especially places that, because somebody was asking me, how do I feel about places taking pre-orders for books that just showed in the catalog? And my strong word of advice is don't do it. Just because it shows up on a catalog doesn't mean it's going to stay there. And especially if they're taking money right now, if they're taking money, that could be bad, because a book that is solicited for $100 could go up to $150. Or what happens if that book gets canceled, gets pushed back until 2023? It would be a mess. So that's just my suggestion. You guys are free to do whatever you want to, but unless it's a place like Amazon that's not taking your money yet, then I wouldn't quite put my money down on pre-ordering those books until they show up in the solicits, not the catalog. Catalog is nothing but a placeholder. Beautiful. Day one by Mr. Foxit. Rules, Mr. Fix-It. Yeah.
Foxit?
No, I think it was misspelled. Omar, ever thought about doing a podcast? It would be nice to listen to you on the way to work. I can give you a call, Greg. I used to have a podcast back in the day.
About heroes. That was a lot of fun.
We interviewed
Dan,
Peter Cullen,
Chris,
Hollywood Chris.
Yep. And yeah, it was oh man, those were the days. cracking up, you two cracking me up, driving back to our house from Dan's house, and
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
making jokes. But you know what I do is I love to listen to YouTube channels, just like driving in the car, right? Or listen to just the videos. If it's something that's not like dependent on this movie scene analysis, then it is kind of hard when you can't see the movie. But then again, your videos don't lend themselves to just listening because you're showing books.
I'm a show and tell type of guy.
I mean, unless maybe like these are my top picks, and you're talking more about your personal connection.
Well,
to
I
it.
think this could work as a podcast. Though.
Yeah,
like, we could find a way to put this something like a podcast. But thank you. That is really nice. You like listening to us. That's good. Thank you.
Hi, Omni Nation.
There's my buddy, Omni Nation. Good morning, brother. Just popping in and show some love. You guys are awesome. I'm misreading that. Omar, DC's giving me more hope with these recent Omni solicits. Let's pray to the Omni gods they don't get canceled, my dude. So I hope absolutely 100% that they come out.
Oh, listening to the show while drawing my own comics makes me feel like a pro. There's no better feeling. Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
That's really cool.
And I hope to see your art one day on my table when I showcase it, or your writing.
Yep. Oh, great, Carlu. Asadora comes out August 17th. Thanks for letting me know.
She loves that.
Do you think there will be a Deathstroke Omni reprint?
I hope so, because I also missed out on it. So I'm saying I hope so because I want it as well. So yes. To Daniel Polson's question, will you be getting the Bizarro Deluxe Edition with the Matt Groening cover? Is that how you say his last name? The creator of Simpsons, Groening?
Isn't it like Groening? Something that I was like, oh,
I mispronounce names all the time. Yes, I am. It should be here sometime this weekend. But yeah, I did order that one because some of you all wanted to see it, and I was thinking to myself, well, it is my full-time job, so I better do it. So yes, I will. Now I can't go and get every omnibus though. Like I'll probably pass on the Preacher Volume 2 omnibus because I have the absolutes and the trade paperbacks. So yeah.
Thank you, CB Gun, for the super chat. Has David G talked about the spines any?
Just between me and him, and I mean, I think it's just one of those things that they've wanted to change for a while, and with all the reprints, they thought it would be a good time to start changing them. Not everything is going to go that route, but I'm pretty sure if you own a book and it did not have an image on it, like I've already said, the Amazing Spider-Man reprints will have the new spine moving forward. Doctor Strange, when he gets reprinted, Silver Age, the X-Men, I'm thinking Uncanny X-Men because they don't have art on them, will have a new spine. So, yeah, that's pretty much what we talked about. Because I need me as a collector and also understanding the mentality of how collectors work. Not all, but some. You know, they want to know ahead of time, like, wait, am I going to have to do a custom dust jacket for this Uncanny X-Men Volume 5 if we ever get one? I just want to let people know, you know, I want to know, like, if he's got a list. But since they're already thinking way ahead, they don't even think about spines, really. You know, they're already thinking about what books to reprint, what books to start printing next year. Spines to them was something they were talking about 6 months ago, whenever the Defenders first dropped. So we have talked, and I have shared the views of a lot of people, the petition, because you know people have been really courteous reaching out to me, and most have. So of course, you know, whether it's good feedback or bad feedback, I always share it with the publishers. It's part of what I do. It's a big part of what I do. So it's not always happy-go-lucky news. It's sometimes like, hey, this is... At the end of the day, though, I do like to remind people that they do what they're going to do because they're a business, since I don't really work for them.
Just jumped on the bandwagon. Dying Breed Collectors. My Saturday routine is to get coffee and then package books while listening to this. Every Saturday, it's a good life. Oh, well, cool.
Hey, dude, do you have any Absolute Carnages? People were looking yesterday, and I couldn't remember if you had any or not. So if you do, go and check out dyingbreedcollectors.com because for those people that have been asking me about Absolute Carnage.
And Joaquin's saying, well, I just record 5 videos in 5 days. How do you keep it up? I must say bravo to you, sir.
It's my full-time job. It's my full-time gig, man.
Yeah,
I love it. Like, I was told many, oh my gosh, 2 decades ago that if you love what you do for a living, you never have to work a day in your life. And there's a lot of truth behind it. It's stressful, not the reading of comics, not talking about comics, not the stress comes with editing or keeping up with what's going on. And, you know, the stress is a lot different. Having time to reply back to comments, things like that. So, man, I'm having a lot of time, a lot of fun. All right, everybody, he has a ton. So go and check out Dying Breed Collectors if you're still looking for Absolute Carnage #1.
Thank you for the super chat, DBZ All-Star. Buenos dias, mi familia. Rezo para que estés bien.
Estás bien.
Well, okay, estés. We both pulled a kerfuffle last week. Not our fault, but mistakes make us human. How about bleeding cool, eh? Like, love the clickbait, eh? Much love. Wait, what happened?
They wrote an article about how I messed up.
Oh, I didn't know that. You didn't tell me that.
Well, I mean, when you're an Uncanny Omar superstar, I mean, people
write. They wrote an article.
Dude, we became like the National Enquirer or Weekly World News
messed up
with the whole announcing the saga thing. That had to retract it.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to do the right thing.
So the article is about us messing up.
No. The article was like, it's not coming. Like, it's not returning. That was not the real Fiona.
Oh,
almost said
so
Fiona Apple.
Yeah, it's about us messing up.
You know who I have to blame for all that, though? Is Michael Edmond. He's been slacking. He's not even here. He's so busy not doing near mint condition stuff now. Dang, Omar has finally made it. Yeah.
I think it's
They implied Melanie was Fiona. I didn't read the article. What? That's funny. Did they really? No.
What? I think it's just our heads were completely full of stuff. So good news was nice. It was a very silly mistake on our part. So
well, because we've had writers and artists in the chat before, and they don't use their name, with the exception of I think Fabian Iglesias is the only one that uses his name that I remember. Billy Tucci used his name, but everybody else that we've had in the chat that was either an artist or a writer, they never use their name. They usually use their project name or whatever. And so, we've had personal things. I think I shared a little bit about what's going on with Melanie's mom, being in the hospital.
And just stuff with the channel.
And the stuff with the channel.
Just really, brains are full of stuff, and it was quite a saga last week.
Who said that? Is that Michael Emmon?
Super laugh hard. I also believed it was happening for real.
It happens, man. And I was just trying to do the right thing and retract it so nobody got their hopes up. So, will Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme also get the new Spines? Volume 3 is a comic out beginning next year. Volume 3, no, I don't think so, because those had images on them to begin with, didn't they? I think the new Spines are for the Silver Age books that I guess they thought were lacklusters. LMAO, the screenshot they used. Oh, I have to go look at it. I have to go and look at it because I didn't see it.
Okay,
I know I was told. I was told.
It was very silly on our part. The information should come from the publisher.
Well, the publisher did reach out to me.
Right, but for us to announce it, the information should come from a publisher.
Omar, do you have a favorite Don Rosa story? Yes, Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck. Buy it. Whatever version's available. Greatest duck story ever. And it really sets the bar high, though. So prepare for awesomeness, and then everything else is good, but not as good. Melanie's saying, I didn't know that could be a drinking game because it happens every street. Do you? I didn't know that.
In terms of like you being told something or you planning something that
it doesn't that kind of stuff doesn't like. I saw the clicking on the link that you have Elric Stormbringer for this super chat. Can we get a 30-second review? And go. Michael Moorcock's Elric Stormbringer is phenomenal. If you like artwork by Pete Craig Russell and fantastical storytelling, fantasy storytelling, this is up your alley. It's got sorcery, it's got swords, it's got beautiful artwork. I'll even take the new Elric. That who was Titan Comics has been publishing those. So yeah, Was that 30 seconds? Link is in the chat. LOL. Is it really? Did you guys put a link? All right, let's keep going. Omar, with all the talk about Marvel Omnibus covers, do you think it's possible just the slip covers to be offered by Marvel? I think that's something that I brought up a long time ago because people kept asking me about replacement dust jackets. So I brought it up to David, and it's a no because I forget. Like, it is a licensing thing. It would be a licensing nightmare for their legal department to give out digital copies for somebody to print. So that was something I asked, and then about replacement dust jackets. Next for Omar, appearance on The Simpsons. That's one of my goals. The reprint of Wolverine Omnibus is in August sometime, and it'll be a stealth reprint, so you'll have to keep checking. Check out cheapgraphicnovels.com, though, where you can pre-order books. They're our official sponsor, where you can get books up to 50% off.
I was going to say it, but I didn't want to mess up. These come from the publisher.
Omar, would you go on a 3-hour cruise? Sure, with Skipper.
I can't find it. Here, I'm going to give it a check.
Yeah, Gail Simone showed up in our old reader, new reader. I think she was Batgirl something. And Maddie refused to believe it. It was so cute.
Well, right?
That was also a year ago when that started happening. Sometimes creators just jump in to talk to fans. Shane Davis used to jump in a lot. I'm not sure if he still watches or not. But, you know. Anyway, let's move on from that saga. Good morning from Phoenix. What's up, Robert Marquez? Omar, do you know if Amazing Spider-Man Volume 1 or 2 are coming back out? Volume 2 is, with a new spine. Volume 1, I haven't heard, but, I mean, you know, 2022 is going to be the anniversary of Peter Parker, so I'm pretty sure we're going to get more. And speaking of reprints, I do have some announcements to make. The legal department has to approve them. They've been sitting there for almost a week, so they were supposed to go out this week. How was your BKV reaction when he reached out to you? It's one of my favorite writers of all time. So not the way that I envisioned me getting an email from BKV the first time, but hey, he reached out to me. He's a nice guy. This is true. Brian and Fiona own Saga, not the publisher, though. That is true.
Oh. All right. There's dead air. Sorry, I'm trying to find this.
I got to run. Thank you for doing this again. Take a breath. You two are amazing. Toodles.
Well, thank you, Josh, brother. If you're still on.
Omar, you read the new Darkwing Duck. Only one story is DW in it. Yes, the Just Us Ducks 5-part story is the only Darkwing Duck story in there. But Darkwing also is featured in the crossover with the Crystal and the bad guy. Cannot remember his name off the top of my head right now. But it was a 5-part crossover with Tailspin, DuckTales, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, and Goof Troop. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun read. It was a nice breath of fresh air. Yeah, that's how you say it. I can confirm that Alan Moore's coming out of retirement to finish the Ballad of Halo Jones with the final book, Pigs Don't Fly. Joking. Oh, thanks, Super Laugh Hard. That's one book everybody tells me to read it, and then I found out it's not finished yet. How come no pretend insider from DC ever comes into the chat and tells us Man of Steel Omnibus is coming out? Because they know. They know it would break our hearts too much. Oh, you sent the link to the article in the email. Thank you. Glenn, I always giggle because I'm still a 12-year-old boy trapped inside of this man's body when I say that name. Was that 30 seconds? It was more than 30 seconds worth of knowledge, though. Hola, Omar. What's up, Jorge? Do you know something about the reprints of Batman and Robin Omnibus by Tomasi and Gleason? Nothing yet, hermano. I haven't heard anything yet. CGN pre-order is working perfectly. Cool. Glad to hear that. They're going to change it up throughout the year, though. Omar, have you gotten that August 1961 omnibus yet? What's the verdict? I haven't gotten it yet. That book has a lot of original stuff that has never been reprinted in any kind of format. What's the date on Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 2? Sometime later this year. oh my gosh, it was with the Onslaught Omnibus. By the way, after a week of me announcing something, I'm going back and renaming the breaking news. So if you look up like breaking news Onslaught, it was with that. And I think I have dates for those reprints. Because remember, they got a new distributor, so they want to take advantage of that by printing a bunch of books, reprinting. Morning, peeps. Just watched the first 2 episodes of Invincible this week. That show is crazy. It got me shopping for those compendiums, too, so that's cool. Hey, it worked. Hey, at least now BKV knows you exist. This is true. He didn't before. Now he know. Now he know. Reprint announcements. Yes. 3 videos, 4 books. I think a lot of people are going to be happy. Did you film your announcements already? I did. So what happens, the way that it works is I film the announcements, ship them over to David. David says, looking good, or you got to change this, or hey, scrap that. We're not doing that book. And then I get sad. And then I film something else. And then after that, I have to, there was one book that...
Your sad face is cute.
Thank you. That I was sad to see him say that we're postponing that for another date. So cool, still coming, but I was so ready to talk about it, and now I have to postpone it. And then legal has to approve it. So, and then legal makes me change things like, hey, you can't use that, or don't talk about this, things like that. And I get it, they have to be careful of the way things are worded. So yes, reprint announcements are coming. My poor wallet can't take it. I'm so sorry, Ringmaster. Leave that saga behind. Thank you, DBZ All-Star.
Thank you for the super chat.
Omar, any chance of a Hickman Avengers Omnibus reprint? There's always a chance. I made it in our top 20. Absolutely. Greg, are you interviewing anyone in the near future? I am taking a break from interviewing people. Just the last time, there was just a lot of hoorah. And I'm not catering to people that are like, you shouldn't be interviewing so-and-so. You shouldn't be interviewing so-and-so. It's more of my mental state of I don't have the time that people really want me to go and research, the lives of these creators. I don't have that time. It's ridiculous, right? I do YouTube for a living. I should have all the time, but for some reason, I am so much busier now than I've ever been. And I'm not complaining. I'm loving every minute of it. But it is draining, and it leaves me very little time to go and see what creators hanging out with who, or who's friends with who, or who's related to what, and who said what. So unless somebody's got a master list of people to avoid, but even then, that's all biased too. But anyway, to keep this short, I will be doing some interviews with people that are trying to kickstart their books, though. Like I've had 3 people reach out to me about how do I get my book out there. I need help with my Kickstarter, and I think it'll be like a Kickstarter corner to talk about, with these smaller creators, because that's one of my favorite things is like having now a voice in this, getting to talk about DC, Marvel, and independent books, Dark Horse, Image, whatever. One of the things I should use this platform for is also showcasing lesser known creators or people that are trying to get their books out there. So I don't know. It's just something I was running around in my head with Melanie, like maybe doing a Kickstarter corner where I can just talk to people, let me know their pitch, show me some artwork. That way you all can decide what you back and what you don't. So just an idea. But thank you for asking, Greg.
Max, I think I did.
I did.
Right? Why wouldn't I have? Look, let me go back, and because I remember the email. I thought I emailed you back. Okay, I apologize. I'm gonna go look. And Greg said, "Do you ever get a break? Or are you working 8 hours a day?"
I work a lot. I work a lot more than 8. I think anybody that owns their own business usually puts in no less than 16 hours. Like I said, not complaining at all. Love what I'm doing. So,
Frederick's asking, do you collect slabbed comic books?
I don't. It's just something that, my personal opinion, I like to read. So even if it's a comic book of mine, it would feel weird to put it in a slab. Like there are things I own that people are like, you should get that in a slab. And I probably should. And I've been sent slabs by some viewers, and they're so sweet. I do keep them all. But I myself don't go out after them. There are some covers that I think deserve to be in a slab.
Let's see. I would love to see some art of X-Men books from Marvel with a bit of history on creators.
Me too. I would love to see that as well. They have there's a oh my goodness, the gentleman that runs the Marvel Masterworks. I think he's a great comic historian. He's the one that did the art of Conan, the art of Savage Conan, and there's somebody wrote something really interesting in here.
Here, I'll let you. I
okay.
need.
Can you call my mom and call my mom?
Okay, sure.
She's been calling.
Okay.
Just make sure.
Be right back.
Okay. All right, bye, baby. You should hire a researcher for the channel. I should hire some help. I really do need it, and I think it's come to the point where I can't answer everything. I'm so backed up on email for the last 5 weeks. Best book you've read for the first time this year? Oh, man, I've enjoyed a lot so far. Black Widow, Monsters. What was the book I just read? The one I reviewed from Fantagraphics, or I did an overview of. Oh my gosh, Fiore wrote that. Celeste. Love that book. Blown away. It's what I needed. That announcement video is the most waited one. Thank you. Dead Man Omnibus. I don't have it. So I don't have any thoughts on the Dead Man Omnibus. Do you use a time machine to interview people in the future? I wish, brother. I wish. Omar, wink at the camera if one of those reprints is not Batman Damned. Sure. Yes, I'm a fan of crowdfunding videos. Hard to discover books on platform. Absolutely. And there's so many out there that... So maybe it's something I can do with this platform is help people get their books funded. If it's somebody's dream, then why not help them? It's the least I can do to pay back the community that has been so wonderful to me. The more time in your hands is less time to oneself. Yeah. Now, Maddie has helped me. She did her haul video, and I didn't have to make a video that day. I instead did research on the upcoming collected editions, which is that's a nightmare because especially if you use the catalog. I explained this a little bit earlier. When they start moving the catalog around, they pull books out temporarily. And some slip by me, like the Fourth World Omnibus, which is still coming out August 11th. But that was pulled out. And in its place, like they started adding the Ed Brubaker Omnibus, by the Catwoman Omnibus, the reprint of Gotham Central Omnibus. So, what's the next Cap Omni you think we will get next? Not reprints. Man, I hope it's Mark Grunwald's run. I know a lot of people probably want Nick Spencer's. That's cool. I'd get it, but holy crud, man. Grunwald's run deserves it. Some of the best reading. By the way, CGN has the Conan the Barbarian Omnibus 1 with the Barry Windsor Smith cover. Don't know if it was another stealth reprint or maybe Max just found some. Just mine is on the way. Congratulations. So, anybody looking for Conan the Barbarian, go check out Cheap Graphic Novels. Tell them Omar sent you. Your Mint Condition sent you their way. You get free shipping on your next order. Surprised we're not getting a Fractions Hawkeye reprinted with the show coming in November. I think I've explained this a little bit, Zach, in the past, is that when it comes to TV shows and movies, there's not the communication that we think should be there between the movies and the comics. It's crazy. Sometimes they let them know, but sometimes they found out way after we do that there's a show coming. I always use the example of She-Hulk. Sensational She-Hulk by John Byrne, that omnibus, that was I don't want to call it a fluke. That was just a omnibus that David wanted to do. And it just so happened that they greenlit, dad joke, a show on Disney Plus. So once they found out about that, that's why we're getting the second wave of omnis with the Savage She-Hulk and the Peter David She-Hulk omnibus. So sometimes they don't know about these things. They had no idea about the character. There was a certain character that appeared in Falcon Winter Soldier. Don't want to spoil it for people that haven't seen it. That was a character that showed up in the comic called Truth. That's why they didn't reprint it. So I think now that trade paperback is being reprinted in January. So sometimes, I asked this. That was one of the first questions I asked David. I'm like, why didn't we get like a Black Panther omnibus? They didn't know about it. And honestly, I don't think they knew how popular that movie was going to be. So, Omar, you use Billy for your books? How is it? Billies are great. This is what you see in trade paperbacks. I wouldn't put Omnis on there, though. Kalax are for Omnis. So go that route. Omar, interview who you want. Don't bow down to purity tests. Thank you. Everyone is going to have views we disagree with. I would interview Coates or Van Skyver. So, Rick, here's the thing. By the way, thank you for the super chat. Here's the thing with me. I really don't judge people. I like to judge people on their actions and who, not, what group they belong with or things like that. So finding a middle ground is really difficult these days. And it's taken me a long time to realize that not everybody wants to be in the middle. People choose sides. That's why we have sport teams. That's why we have different political parties. You have to choose a side. I don't think the people in the middle are popular, right? It's not a popular opinion. And I'll leave it at that. But thank you so much for your wonderful super chat. Picked up Celestia on your recommendation and Fanta alone. Excited to read. I hope you enjoyed it, Eric. Dude. By the way, Eric, much love to you and what you all do over at Mondo. That Wolverine meme figure, man, of him holding the picture of Cyclops and Jean Grey. I came so close to buying that. I was like, I don't need that in my life. Really cool. I don't need it in my life, but it was too cool not to. I came close to getting it. Need a Death and Return of Superman Omnibus reprint. Well, the fact that we've had 3 with 3 different mappings and 3 different formats, we will probably get that for sure. We just have to wait. We desperately need a Grunwald Captain America and the Senti Daredevil Omnis. I think those will come. Nascenti, it wasn't until I got on the internet that I thought everybody loved Nascenti's run on Daredevil. Nope. I had no idea people were split down the middle, that people hated it. Same thing with Wheezy's X Factor. I thought everybody loved X Factor by Louise Simonson. Nope. There's a huge lot of people that hated that run. Me, I love both runs. So, yeah. Thanks so much. Yeah, man, I'm glad it sold well too. That was awesome. So hope to see more and more Mondo figures like that. I know we got a lot of supporters of Mondo here in the chat today. You all do some beautiful prints and vinyls, man.
Let's see. Omar, do you mount all of your Kalax to the wall? Nope.
I did upstairs.
Yes.
With the girls when they were little. And they know what kind of kids I was going to have. So I'm going to have stupid kids like I was when I was a kid, climbing on stuff. Because I would climb on stuff and then the things would fall. I'm the kid that fell in a well. I'm a kid that, all these things happened to me. So I was thinking ahead of.
Interesting.
Oh, Final Shadow. We do have some fan art. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for reminding us. If you would ever like to send your artwork to the channel for us to show during the live, it's nearmidcon@gmail.com, or you can send it physical copies to our PO box, or any donations for giveaways that should be in the near future, right? With the 50,000. Yeah, that I found the article. I read it. All right.
Not all our sources are quite so hot.
No.
Was this written by Rich? All right, go ahead.
There's a compliment at the beginning, so that's cool. What brand? I gotta click the brand. There we go. Okay. So here is. Oh wait, let me get rid of the banner. And here is from our buddy Arthur. He is working on his artwork, and I really like the eyes in this one.
Yo, one of these days, like here, like 10 years when we're doing this, Arthur's art is like, hey, y'all remember me? I'm Arthur the artist. Everybody knows I've drawn
Arthur the artist. Yeah,
I've drawn X-Men. I've drawn Wolverine. You know who I am. You remember when I was a kid and I would send you all the artwork? Well, I remember the little people that helped build me up. So here's a $1.50 super chat for your channel. Thanks, Art.
Good job.
Oh, I like that. Go back to this one here. The beard.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's my favorite.
Look at that manly beard. Well done, buddy. If you're in the chat. Yeah, Arthur's a good guy. We also we get fan mail as well, where people send us things like donations, and you can send that to Near Mint Condition, P.O. Box 1678, Versailles, Kentucky, 40383. This came from a wonderful Patreon who does not want to be named. this will be for a giveaway. He said, feel free to give those to your daughters or for a giveaway. It's a stack of trade paperbacks.
Thank you.
So
That's
thank you
really
so much, whoever
nice.
you are. Thank you so much. That was so sweet. We do take donations for giveaways or, whatever it is you want to send us. For all the people that were complimenting my t-shirt that I wore on the collected editions, upcoming collected editions, that was sent by my wonderful viewer, Rick. So he's the man that knows where to find it. But thank you all. All right.
Got a couple of super chats. So, John Carlos, thank you. Hey, Omar, sorry if this is already asked, but any word on Hick Avengers Volume 5? Thanks for making collecting that much easier and fun.
Thank you, buddy. I thought that was coming out next year, early next year. I haven't seen an official list of it yet, but I'm pretty sure that's coming out early next year. Probably, and I say early, probably looking at April now. Things are being shifted around.
DJ said, Omar, a genie grants you the ability to take one writer, one artist, and one inker to write one series run in an era of your choosing. What would it be? Wow.
Oh, God, have mercy on my soul. Okay, you know what? I would have liked to have seen. It's such an easy answer for me, though. Chris Claremont, Jim Lee, Scott Williams, Joe Rosas, like all those guys coming back to write and finish out X-Men. Take us all the way to 300. I want to see their vision. I want to see the death of Wolverine. I want to see Wolverine come back as, as a hand, like part of the Hand. Yes, that story was written in Enemy of the State, but that story originally belongs to Chris Claremont, but that's a whole different segment. That's what I wanted to see. God, yeah, to see that vision.
Thank you, Christopher, for the super chat. Omar!
Oh, boy.
Will we get reprint of the Busek Perez Avengers Omni, and will the What If Omni include the Conan issues?
The What If Omni includes the Conan issues. Thank you for the super chat, Christopher. Love your Optimus Prime. Does include the Conan issues. It does not include the Deadly Hands of Kung Fu What If story that features, I think, Fu Manchu. That can be found in the Master Kung Fu Omnibus. As far as the Busek and Perez, I really hope so. Please, somebody please draw the bleeding cool screenshot for next week.
It's just like, it's us looking.
We're not even looking happy.
Like, yeah, we're just like.
That was such a bad picture. Why would they pick that?
Well, because it's the fake person. It's saying that Saga would return in spring 2022.
Hey, Omar, did you find out that if Journey into Mystery 645 will be in the Thor by Fraction Omnibus? I have not yet. That a lot of that team, the collected editions, they're on vacation. So once they get back, I'll be happy to bring that back up again. Melanie, you'll love this. I teach physics at a high school, and one of my kids gave me a thank you card and gave me a copy of Challenge of the Super Sons. I never read it, but that's awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Aw. Yeah, that's really cool.
Speaking of Vicente and Simonson backlash, I heard there were people that hated Chuck Austin's X-Men run. When I got into the internet, too. What gives? People didn't like the Drake. I really hope that's sarcasm. But if you like it, that's more power to you, man. You do you. If it makes you happy. Here's the thing about comics, right? And people's opinions. It doesn't matter. If it makes you happy and you love it, who cares what anybody else thinks? Right? I like Avengers The Crossing. Come at me. I know it's a bad story. I don't care. I love it. You have Jimmy Chung's artwork in there. You have DNA's writing in there. Come on, man. Joe Mad designing a lot of those costumes that people hate on. Doesn't matter, man. It makes me happy. There's a lot of books that make me happy that I'm sure are hated by a lot of people.
Maximus Jackson.
What's up, Maximus Jackson? What's going on, man?
Gotcha. Oh, wait. It wasn't Rick Gere who sent you the shirt. You said Rick. Oh gosh.
No, it wasn't Rick Gere. It was Rick. Nelson. Rick Nelson, right? Rick Gere, you're not Rick Nelson, right? Please. I almost said satisfy my hunger. I'm hungry. I don't know why I almost said that.
I did snack upstairs.
Okay.
After talking to your mom.
Oh, Forsaken. I don't know about that one, man. So he's asking about a possibility of a Marvel's Omnibus reprint. I don't know because that one didn't sell that well. And I sold mine a few years ago. I mean, anything is possible. you know, with the exception of things that are licensed, like people asked me recently about the Dark Tower, if that box set would ever be available, the Omnibus box set, and no, because that now belongs to another company. So if it's licensed, more than likely it won't be available for reprint. But things like that, they, you know, the Marvel's Omnibus, absolutely, one day perhaps. We got next year to vote. I like Batman Year 2 as well. Fight me. Right? Right. New Warriors is a prime example of, no, New Warriors is beloved by everybody. Why would you say that?
I like how you're like, no.
I take it back. No.
It was Pickle Rick.
Hey guys, not sure if this is covered already, but with the new printing of Gotham Central Omni is coming soon. Have you heard anything? Yes. I talked a little bit about the earlier, and I'll be doing a video once that catalog completely, well, gets a little bit fuller, because last time I did it, they announced 3 more Omnis right after my video. Hey, Omar, any chance they snook X-Men Legends 5 and 6 pad into the X Factor? No, no way, because that was planned way ahead of time. It's just got the books that were solicited. See, that's a case of me asking for, hey, how about we take this all the way to 105, mapping perfectly up Phalanx Covenant? And I was told no. Win some, you lose some. I still see Omnibus on the shelves of comic book stores occasionally. Yeah. How close are we to that giveaway? Well, the giveaway will be at the 50K as a big thank you to everybody. So keep sharing. Keep soliciting. Is that the right word? Silver Age Daredevil was another prime example. Thank you, Irk, of a book that didn't sell well that people want a volume 2 of. That book has been on liquidation for a long time, and it's still, you can find it.
Hi, Trumbo Gun.
Oh, is my buddy Trumbo Gun in here? There he is. Dude, I'm almost done with Barry Windsor-Smith's Monsters. I probably would have picked that as one of my favorite reads, too. It's deep, though. I think I have a speedy reading problem, Omar. I just finished Bleach on the Shonen Jump app, and it's only lets you read 100 chapters a day. I reached the limit in an hour and a half. That's awesome, dude.
Well, I don't know how.
There's my boy with the
Hi, Sugar Man.
hashtags. Ooh, sugar and spice make everything nice. X-Men Omnibus don't care who, just give me. Okay, buddy. Omar loves all comics except Trouble. You know what? But I'm not alone. A lot of people hate Trouble. Dirty Dancing with Aunt May, Uncle Ben. Oh, I hate that story so much. Do you think DC would reprint collect editions of Gary Frank and James Robinson's Superman? I would hope so. That's the way I mapped it with Jeff. Put it in there with Jeff Johns' run, man. Mix it in a little bit. It would sell, but whatever. Omar, how do you control your room humidity with all the collection? I have a split level home, so it's not a basement, right? Like most of the time, I think most people put things in their attic, in the basement. So luckily, this time around, I didn't need a humidifier, which is what I needed for my a dehumidifier for my old home where these collected editions were before. So dehumidifier is something to invest in case you do have a full basement. Does DC ever reprint deluxe editions? No, much like Marvel, they hardly ever do. I really can't think of a case where they did. How long does it take for something to come out in collected edition? Not sure whether to wait for Nick Spencer collected editions or go for a trade paper. You mean an omnibus? Omnibus is completely unknown. Like sometimes they surprise us. Sometimes, you know, we wait. The Uncanny Omar used to have I had a words escape. What was it? Oh, I had a rule. It was called the 3-year rule. And I'll use the example of Superior Spider-Man. And Superior Spider-Man came out in trade paperbacks, and then they announced an oversized hardcover. And I said, I'm not buying the oversized hardcover. I'm going to give it 3 years. And in 3 years' time, if they have not announced an omnibus, then I will, buy those oversized hardcovers. I waited 3 years. The stupid hardcovers were out of print. One of them was. So I bought them. Because it was just, the possibilities of that happening after 3 years was slim, but now it's a different time. Now it feels like they see the sales of these books and they realize that not everybody's buying every book. So chances are higher these days. Thank you so much, Misfit Rick, for the super chat. Yeah, morning, Omar and Melanie from another Rick. Omar, did you get the Dreadstar 3-book omnibus? I haven't. How's Peter David's issues? So they didn't. That's why I didn't kickstart it, because they didn't include the Peter David issues after Starlin left. Keep on doing you. Thank you so much. I haven't read them. I didn't kickstart it because they left out the issues. Probably a rights thing, or maybe Starlin didn't see them as part of his continuity. What is it?
I need to go call somebody.
Okay, sweetie.
Okay.
Oh, I'm surprised Wolverine. Again, thank you for the super chat, Misfit Rick. Goes to Hell is so easily available. That book is quite good. Pick that up before it goes out of print. How did Usagi Yojimbo get into the Turtles world? I have a space version of him when I was a kid. They were published by Mirage Entertainment. Eastman and Laird. That's who published the Turtles. It was their thing. And right after they left Fantagraphics, they went to Mirage, and then they started getting published by Dark Horse. So it was a matter of just being the publisher, right? Who was going to publish them. Omar, what Batman story do you hate the most? Broken City or City of Crime? I know that's a lot of people's popular ones. I'm so sorry. Omar, Norman Reedus for Ghost Rider. I can see that. You know, he was wasn't Norman Reedus in he was in the Blade movies, right? The Blade Trinity movies, or was it Blade 2? No, Blade 2 was good. I like that movie. I think he was in Blade 2. Anyway, I can see that as Johnny Blaze. He's got that look. Trouble is fun, sexy. No, it is not. Omar, are you excited for the Injustice? You know, I haven't caught up, man. I have not caught up with Injustice or the DC cartoons. I really need to. Omar, have you read JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? I have. Not a big fan of the first part, but I heard it gets better. So I'm going to keep trucking and keep reading. Still want Micronauts by Mantlo, Michael Golden, Pat Broderick. Yes, one day, right? We're getting an artist edition, right, from IDW. So that's something. I hope one day we get that stuff. Considering Thought Bubble's appearance cancellation, would you defy the cancel culture by interviewing Frank Miller on the show? What would you ask? Hold on. Considering Thought Bubble's appearance cancellation, did something happen to... See, this is the kind of stuff I don't have the time. Okay, so you're saying that Frank Miller was due to appear on Thought Bubble? Is that like a convention? They cancel him from a convention? Why did they cancel Frank Miller? And this is an honest question. Like, is it because of books like Holy Terror? I assume it's books like that, right? Like the anti-Muslim stories that he told. And again, I don't know if he said anything recently. I have a hard time keeping up with these things. Would I interview him? He's a freaking landmark. He is a staple of comics history. Unless he's... See, somebody asked me, like, where would I draw the line between separating the artist from the art? I don't know. And then here's the thing, like, how... Man, this is a whole different topic. It's a good question, and thank you for the super chat. But my thoughts on this is, like, how do we move on? What if he did... Okay, let's say he did write something bad. Maybe he did say... And I really don't know if he said something publicly out there, you know, against Muslims. Because all that changed. If you don't know the story, all that changed. He was writing a story about Batman, changed the story up because of 9/11, and wrote this Holy Terror. And man, how are we going to move on if we don't learn to forgive? That's my whole thing. All right. So he said something. How do we learn from each other if we don't listen to each other? Like, that's what bothers me the most. And I hate using the term cancel culture, right? Because I think people put it as such an evil thing, because I think there is such a necessity for canceling things, but not everything. And then how do we learn from each other? How does someone learn to forgive? So those are my 2 cents, man. Thank you for asking. Would I interview him? I don't like... It's Frank Miller. Batman Year One. Batman Dark Knight. God. Yes. But I don't know what he said recently because I don't keep up with that stuff. Hey, y'all, just putting some positive Omni energy into the air for my boy, Danny Catch. Have a great day. Thank you so much. It is difficult to have a positive channel when things like that happen and you don't keep up with what people are saying and doing. Thank you so much. Oh, my God. I'd love to have a Ghost Rider Danny Catch one day. Love that. Oh. I tried something like that, but after 3 years, you think surely it must be coming soon. I'm on DC time now. Man of Steel. For sure. And they even teased that we were going to get it, and they pulled it, right? Dang it. Have you watched the anime X-Men? I saw that years ago. Actually, they sent it to me for review when I was doing I had a website at that time, and they sent it to me for review. Yeah. He was in Blade 2. Thank you, guys. What's up, Martin? How you doing, buddy? Played Scud. I remember. Just got the 3 Omnibus, Roger Stern, Spidey. Then I got Moon Knight and Spider-Gwen. Look at you, man. Congratulations. So your first 3 Omnis are Roger Stern, Spider-Man, Moon Knight, Omnibus, and Spider-Gwen. That's awesome, man. Hard. Wait a minute. Are you saying it's hard to pick Nicolas Cage? Nicolas Cage? Holy Terror Batman. He apologized for it years ago. Okay, that's what's going on. They canceled him because of Holy Terror. And that was written years ago, right? I just didn't know if he said anything. And his Holy Terror book was used as a reason to cancel his booking. Okay. It's a convention in Britain. Holy Terror, he's apologized for that book. Thank you. Who has the time to keep up with creators' lives? Apparently, there are people that do, though. And respect to those people, but I don't. I have a hard enough time keeping up with stories and reading. It's ridiculous. I have a hard time keeping up with my own life. That's another thing, too. That outside of comics, I do have 2 little girls that I have to, take care of. Don't get into it, Omar. Just don't. Well, I said my piece. I think people that have watched my channel know where I stand on a lot of these things. So, hi, Omar. Thinking of getting into the Marvel Masterworks, or do you know if an omnibus is in the near future? Of which line, buddy? Vincent? Getting Marvel Masterworks, or do you know if an omnibus is in the near future? Let me know of which line. The indie publisher who canceled him also dropped off the con because of mean tweets. I don't get on Twitter, baby. I don't understand why people do that. City of Crime coming as the quarterly with the Eagle Moss, this DC delivery. Oh boy, I think we're due for a premium subscriber book as well. Last 2 were 52, and Countdown to Infinite Crisis makes sense. I was going to go to that Decided Against the show now. Omar, did you see the already He-Man on Netflix? It's interesting. Okay, I've seen He-Man. I've seen people angry at He-Man. How do I don't want to ruin it for anybody that hasn't watched it. I have my thoughts. I don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be. It's whatever. It's his story. He's telling a story. I'll watch it. Like the art, though. I talked about a little bit about this last Saturday. I just didn't like the way Merman talked. Merman, to me, I'm sorry, that's Merman to me. And I am super excited for Suicide Squad, man. I am super excited for Suicide Squad. As a dad, how would you recommend your girls getting your girls in the comics, and what age? Well, they already are. They have started. Both of them read Tiny Titans. I brag about the story, and rightly so. They knew their Teen Titans long before they knew their ABCs. I'm proud of my girls. Both of them enjoy reading. Alicia reads things like Dogman, Pokemon. She reads a lot more manga. Lydia reads things like Transformers. Like Transformers is her favorite comic, the IDW run. She used to run. What did she read? Oh, she loved My Little Pony growing up. So comics have always been a part of their lives. Now that they're a little bit older, I'm like, well, now we got to read this. Now we have to read. And they like being on the channel, so we review things as a family. Like we do Silver Age stories, the Mighty Marvel Masterworks. So far, they've liked Spider-Man. So far, they didn't like Fantastic Four as much. And it's adorable to hear my daughter talk about it, right? About the lack of minorities. And they're like, she's so much smarter than I was at that age. And we're doing X-Men next, whenever that comes out. I think it comes out on the 3rd week of August, so we'll be doing that. And it's going to be interesting to read X-Men, because I did not like Silver Age X-Men. I mean, it had its ups and downs, but holy moly, if you read Silver Age X-Men, it really wasn't the best. Get them into manga. Both of them read manga, man. Both of them read manga. My oldest daughter, who is 12 years old, is a huge fan of Junji Ito, but much like her father, has a huge range. She goes from cute cat stories to horror stories of Junji Ito. My youngest daughter loves Pokemon. She loves Chi Sweet Home, Yotsuba. So this is I'm really proud of my family. We all read. We're all comic readers. So, love it. I have to brag on them, especially when my wife's not here. She's also, I mean, got to choose the right one, right? I knew she was a reader, knew she was a teacher. That's somebody that I want to raise kids with. Hey, man. Oh, my God. Episode 1 was so good. What an alpha. I want to see Black Adam as well, man. That looks fun. It's The Rock, baby. Omar, are Brubaker's last 2 Captain America's Omnibus getting reprints? I haven't heard. And honestly, I don't know. But if you want to play it safe, I'd go ahead and get those. I know Dying Breed Collectors, who was in the chat earlier, had both of those. So, as a deal. So if you want to go that route, you know, just I don't want it to be the case of like, I've got the first 3, and then 2 months later, you know, when the third one comes out, the 4 and 5 are gone everywhere, and then you have to think, oh my gosh. For some reason, Little Women just enjoy the heck out of manga. Little Men like comic books. Well, thank you, Paint Company. But in this house, I have a range of things. You know, I want my kids to be able to choose what they want to read. And then as a father, I also think there are important books that they should be reading too in comics. You seem like a great dad. I'm okay. I'm not your average dad though. Like most dads try to keep their kids like innocent, right? Like I don't want any horror. Like my daughter was old enough. I was thinking, you know, I love horror movies. I want to share that passion with her. I want to share that joy. And so we started watching things like The Mummy. I think The Mummy is a good segue into horror movies. It's fun. It's whimsical. It's funny. So, yeah. Matt Simpson, what's going on, buddy? Long time no chat. Thought I'd pop in. Got a few minutes to myself as being my birthday. Well, dude, happy birthday. If Melanie was here, she'd be singing it. She's upstairs taking an important call, which kind of makes me worried. How is Batwoman by Gail Simone? Batgirl. Batgirl's fun. Not what I wanted to see happen with Barbara Gordon. You know, to me, Barbara Gordon will always be Oracle. But if you're gonna have somebody write Barbara Gordon as Batgirl, then Gail Simone was the right choice. Issue 11 and 12. Dude, issue 11 of Spider-Man, that's the issue with Deadpool too, right? Like they redid with Joe Kelly's Deadpool. Let's see. I miss Simone's Wonder Woman, and now the omnibus is outrageous. Yes, when these things go out of print. Do you prefer Naruto with Shippuden? Everything okay?
Yeah. Just move in the middle.
Move in the middle?
Yeah.
Oh, you out?
Bye, guys. Yeah.
Oh, Melanie.
Bye.
I love you. Okay. And then there was one. Do you prefer Naruto or Shippuden? I like the idea of Shippuden. I like the betrayal. I like enemies. I like that. If you have small kids, how do you keep them away from stories like Black Kiss, Artasia, The First Kingdom, which aren't for all ages? It really depends on the kind of parent you are, right? It depends on how you're raising your kids. Kids are always going to be curious. Nothing you can do will keep kids, especially with the age of the internet, from finding things out themselves. Me, I don't mind my kids learning about violence or, you know, as long as it's not grotesque. Like, I keep them away from books like Berserk. But they know that Poppy loves Berserk. And not say when they're old enough they can read it. They need to experience that stuff. But I think it's important, you know, to teach them responsibility. And it's weird, but my kids are so different than I am. Maybe maybe that they're more like their mother, that they listen. Like from a young age, they know which books they can check out, which they never touch my stuff. And that's crazy. I am very blessed to have good kids. So I trust them. We have a trust with each other about them. Like neither one of them has ever broken a trust with me. And by the age of 9, I had already broken my parents' trust so many times over. If you've ever joined my Ask Me Anything, where we talk about adult things, you'll know what kind of things I broke into to get into my dad's stash of stuff. My kids, I never see them doing that. Like, so they're wonderful kids. So I think you need to put barriers up. You need to definitely let them know ahead of time, like, this is not for kids. And the other thing is get a bunch of K-Laxes with the top tier just being the top shelf for the books that they shouldn't be reading. Omar, what are your thoughts on Morrison's run? I've read parts, never the whole thing. I loved it. I thought it was great. By the time you get to Final Crisis, though, you may have to read that a few times. Adulthood is the worst. You said it, brother. You said it. My goodness. Wish I could go back to just being a kid. Omar, I know you're hinting at a Black Panther omnibus. I'm not asking you to say what it is, but is it the pre-2015 material? Because I just bought the 3 coats covers. Bowing my luck, it's that. I can't say what it is. I can't speak of what you're talking about. Is there a Black Panther omnibus coming? I think there'll be more than one. That's all I can say right now. It's always seemed like the first 3 Brubaker Omnis were the more popular ones. Volume 4 and 5 pretty much bargain bin material at one point. They're all good to me. I enjoyed them. I think the peak for me was the 3rd one, though. They're both solid. It's good. It's cool spending a time reading the entire IDW run of TMNT. Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. Where do you go to look for recent solicits? I look in the catalog for PRH. So Penguin Random House and the Hachette catalog both have a catalog out there. Recent solicits from Marvel, I get straight from them. So, but I also have a different relationship with Marvel than I do with DC. So, yep, Melanie left. She had an important phone call. So, lots of books shot up in price. I saw one of Elsa's Stormwatch trade paperback go for $119. Yeah, dude, I tell you what shot up. Manga shot up in price, too. Manga has shot up in price. Are the Marvel Masterworks a good way to pick up runs if you missed the boat on Epics? They're a more expensive way, and the chances of them being reprinted are a lot less likely than Epic collections. I can safely say that. Berserk, Keanu Reeves, or Berserk? Oh, Berserk, man, by Kentaro Miura. Greatest manga ever. Are there any collected editions of Cassandra Cain's Batgirls, preferably in hardcover? No, sadly, Jack Ferry, there are no hardcovers. There are some trade paperbacks. If you look back at my Batgirl reading order, I need to put up a new vote for my reading order. I feel like doing Robin and something else. If you look back at my Batgirl reading order, I show the trade paperbacks are available of that. So there, we do have a playlist for comic reading order. And let's go here. Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 1 is actually incredible. I think it's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of things that have dated well in that particular book. You think Marvel would do a new edition printing the 2 Lee Kirby Monster Bus Omnis? I don't know if they will or not. I played it safe and I bought them a couple of months ago. Because I don't know if there's enough demand. You should try and read Swamp Thing from the Bronze Age. It has a nice horror gothic feel to it. I've read some of it from the Bronze Age. I'm a big fan of House of Mystery and House of Secrets. So I got into Swamp Thing that way. I don't have the omnibus of the Bronze Age, but I'll keep going back and forth. Should I get it or not? Hey, Omar, Plasma Update. Just got Heroes Return Omnibus. Hellboy Volume 1 Library Edition. TMNT IDW hardcover. Hope my arm never goes dry. I love it that you call it a Plasma Update. Will, any suggestions for where to start reading Green Lantern material? Yeah, 100%, man. I love Jeff Johns' run. Green Lantern Rebirth, whether you knew who Kyle Rayner was or Hal Jordan was, catches you up to speed with with what currently was going on with Green Lantern in the DC universe. And from there, you'll want to keep reading more. That's where I suggest reading Green Lantern. I love it. Feels like a quality, lots of quality Kickstarters lately. Any chance NMC can recommend a list regularly? That's one thing that I said a little bit earlier. I want to have some people that are trying to get their books funded on the show. So maybe do like a Kickstarter corner, have a couple of people that can come freely talk about their comics, as long as it's not weird crap. I don't mind having people on. Omar, what do you think of a Road to Onslaught being printed as an omnibus? Onslaught for me is Avengers: The Crossing for you. Thank you, the promised one. And I feel that. And good on you, man. Good on you. I think it's one of the X-Men books that we need because despite of how I feel about that story, we need that gap filled between Age of Apocalypse and X-Men Avengers Onslaught. So, of course, I would love to see that. I see that happening. Dude, it's time for a Stephanie Brown Batgirl Omnibus. It's time for a Red Robin Omnibus. It's time for a Cassandra Cain Omnibus, baby. There's so much money. What are the odds of Valiant doing a new printing of some of their out-of-print hardcovers? I don't know. I don't keep up with Valiant, honestly. I haven't read Valiant, any new Valiant. I know I suck. Oh, really quick, everybody. Hold on a second. Graham, I did not get your email. Do me a favor. Write your email down so I can email you. Let's do it that way. Okay? Reply back in that original Fantastic Four video, though. Okay? And I'll email you back, buddy. I promise I'll get out your omnibus. Yep, last night there are some Gotham Central Omnis popping up on eBay. Yep, that's coming anytime. I love to see the before and I used to, whenever I first started announcing omnibus reprints from Marvel, I used to do the before and after effect on eBay before the announcement and after the announcement just to see how much prices drop. It's kind of crazy. Omar, is Berserk that brutal? Yes. Yes. And I will tell you this much. Anybody that I've ever introduced Berserk to or people that I've seen comment online that have been reading it for the first time, it still kicks you in the gut. Like, I don't want to tell you what or when, but it still affects people the same way. I love it. Love it, man. Made a custom dust jacket with Amazing Spider-Man 300 on McFarlane Omnibus. Marvel really let me down by having the wrong cover and solicit. Was going to double dip, but Houchin got business instead. Houchin is a printing company. So here's the thing. I always want to check. Like some people have asked me about X-Men Mutant Massacre, the Omar cover. The Omar cover is what I call the 213 cover. The story behind that is that I announced the wrong cover. And then David liked the 213 cover idea so much. He was like, you know what? No, keep it. Let's do that. So I call it the Omar cover. And people have asked me which cover. Are they going to use the original colors or are they going to use the new colors that they've used for trade paperbacks or oversized hardcover editions? So that's something I want to find out from Marvel, if which cover they're going to use. Because I know I like the original colors on that one. Patiently waiting for a Chuck. Dude, Chuck Dixon, not just Robin, but man, Chuck Dixon, Birds of Prey, Chuck Dixon, Nightwing. Come on, DC. You're sitting on gold. What's going on? I'm curious to see if Archie Comics would ever consider doing an omnibus. It feels like a lot more people are doing it. All right, we've had She Omnibus on Kickstarter. We've had the Lady Death Omnibus on Kickstarter. We've had the Hack and Slash omnibus editions on Kickstarter. So I think more and more people are going to do it. Anyone on an Excalibur reprint? Not yet, Rebel by Design. And I know that some of you all had a hard time getting it, especially over in Europe. So hopefully with this new distribution center that we have here in America, I'm hoping that it will, it will definitely have more printings of books. What do you prefer, Transformers Phase 1 or Phase 2? Phase 2, man. Love Phase 2. What's a good website to track reading orders for story arcs? I remember one, but it was taken down. I always suggest my buddy's website, Crushing Crisis, with a K, Crisis with a K. Great, knowledgeable dude. What I do on videos, that man does on websites. So go and check him out and show him some love. He's a smart guy, too. Also loves X-Men. Joins me for Matt My X. We're still trying to figure out a date on that, by the way. Omar, do you think that Spider-Man versus Venom Omnibus will get a reprint? I think it will one day. Absolutely. Do you think we will get more Dark Horse Omnis, Conan Omnis? I would love it. I'm sure many others would, too. We need King Conan, too, both Marvel and Dark Horse. I don't know. I'd like to see the Truman collection, the Tim Truman stuff. Not just King Conan, but the Conan the Cimmerian series. So I would like to see that. Liam Sharp art book on Kickstarter was a success, and now I'm waiting for that to publish and ship. Oh, that's awesome. I love that man's artwork. I remember the first time I saw it was an adult comic. I was 13 years old, and I went to a convention because my comic book store guy would not sell it to me. The guy at the convention sold it to a 13-year-old. Loved it. And then I saw his artwork on Death's Head 2. Ah, yes. Hola, Omar. With Batman Post-Crisis, do you think DC should combine Batman and Detective Comics runs? Sterling, Aparo, Barr, and Davis? I think they should. They should mix match. Yeah, absolutely. I don't see them doing a Dark Knight Detective and a Cape Crusader omnibus, but I think a all-in-one would be a better way to map those. But who am I? Those 3 Colossal Conans by Dark Horse are 3 of my most cherished, my cherished darlings. Yeah, I still have mine. Love them, man. They're huge. You think Marvel would print all of Buscema's work on Conan and Epic Collection? I think the Epic Collections will come. They're doing 2 a year of that stuff. Do I need Captain America Volume 1 edition Brubaker before reading Volume 2? Can't get Volume 1 before Volume 2 releases soon. Volume 1 is being reprinted. It's one of those books that is being reprinted, so if you keep an eye out, you can get it. I would strongly suggest reading Volume 1 before reading Volume 2 because the buildup is there. Otherwise, it's just this guy. I don't want to spoil it. Other than the fact that the book is called The Death of Captain America, I think the setup is really nice. A lot of the villains that are playing back. Omar, have you asked David why Marvel doesn't do Absolute editions? I would love to have some specific story arcs in the Absolute treatment. It's a DC thing. You know, that's a DC thing. Marvel has the monster-sized books and the gallery editions, so that's what they'll stick with. That's why. Omar, did you check out the preview pages of the upcoming Darkhawk event series? Please, David, gift us an omnibus. No, but oh my God, that would be awesome. Would love a Batman by Alan Grant and Norm Brayfogle omnibus. Same here, brother. Same here. It's probably the least available omnibus in recent times. I'm surprised they announced the New Warriors slip of the tongue. New Mutants reprint when that was still in stock in Excalibur like gold dust. But I'm sure that will happen. I mean, there's no way it doesn't. It's sold really well. It's sold enough for a Volume 2, and we're getting a Volume 2 later this year. So I'm thinking probably. Any chances for a second Red Hood Omni? I'm sure. New 52 seems to be very popular, and it's got some great artwork. I took a chance and got a Red Hood Omnibus Volume 2 custom on eBay a couple months ago. Or was it last year? Hi, Omar. What's the difference between New Warriors Omnibus and New Warriors Omnibus Classic? Thanks. Just the name. Classic is what they're going for. Maybe in the hopes that later on we'll get a New Warriors Omnibus from Volumes 3 and 4. That would be cool. So when the reprint happened, they renamed it the Classic. Any chances for... Oh, I already read that. I'm interested in reading Conan. Should I start with the Busiek Omni? That was my dive into Conan, was the Kurt Busiek Omnibus. 100%, man. Go for that. It's some of the best stuff. But I've learned to appreciate and fall in love with Roy Thomas, Barry Windsor-Smith's, John Buscema, Ernie Chan's, Trinidad's artwork. Just, oh my gosh, it's so good. Savage Sword Epic Collection would be Chef's Kiss. Yes. I don't know if they'll do that or not. I don't know if they'll do the Savage Sword in Epic Collection. For those looking for the first print or the Conan the Barbarian, the original Marvel Years Omnibus Volume 1, though, Cheap Graphic Novels had some Barry Windsor-Smith cover. So if you want to head on over there, check them out. Only read the Gaiman and Beastly previously. Going through the rest of Black and White, Gotham Knights 49 for the moment. What a treasury of talent. Yeah, will Marvel do a Spider-Man by Michelini Bagley Omnibus Volume 1 or a spectacular epic line in the near future? I don't know. I think if any chance that there are of that stuff coming out, it will be next year. 2022 is an anniversary for Spider-Man. So, will we get Bendis Avengers reprints before Secret Invasion? Maybe. I don't know. I'd like to see that. Thanks for the videos. As always, Omar, any potential for X Factor by Bob Layton, Louise Simonson Omnibus? Ooh, that's the one that we have a trouble. That's the next Matt My X we're doing, was the X Factor years. Because how would we do that? I have a strong... my idea is to put it all together with X-Men, those first few issues. Because then you do some major double dipping between Mutant Massacre, Fall of the Mutants, Inferno Prologue, Inferno. You do some major double dipping with that, and then... So I don't know. My idea was to put it in Uncanny X-Men Volume 5 and the prelude to the Mutant Massacre. But if they do, I would love to see that. Hey, Omar, New 52 or Rebirth? Rebirth, baby. Well, at the beginning of Rebirth. Omar, have you received your early copies of Inferno Prologue and DD by Souls yet? I want to see if Inferno Prologue Omni has the new content that the OHC has in the extra, so I don't have to rebuy. I have not. The last one I got was X Factor Volume 1. I put pictures of that up there on our social media. Hey, Omar, I want to start getting into He-Man. Where should I start? I get He-Man Omni or any other He-Man? The Omnibus is a lot of fun. The Omnibus to me was like they took everything you knew from your childhood and made it into more of an adult Conan story. I loved it. Now, see, if you like reading books, then yes, absolutely go for the Robert E. Howard original stories. But if you don't like books without pictures, then go with the Kurt Busiek stuff. From the Lonebacks, thank you for the super chat, brother. Is the Guardians by Bendis worth the omnibus purchase? If you appreciate the artwork, I will say this. I was not a fan of Guardians of the Galaxy by Brian Michael Bendis. That is my personal opinion. There are lots of people that got into it. If you enjoy the movies of Guardians of the Galaxy, Bendis' Guardians is a lot more like the movies. Where DNA's run inspired the movies, Bendis' run was inspired by the movies, if that makes sense. Yes, Lobster Johnson Omnibus is coming, finally. Omar, do you think... Oh, this is such a tough answer, or question. Do you think Disney Marvel will pursue Red Sonja license in order to reprint the Roy Thomas stuff plus new material? Would be quite the blow to Dynamite, but there's no stopping the mouse. There is no stopping the mouse, but the people that own the license to Red Sonja are a lot different than the people that own the license to Conan. And from what I've heard, not the easiest people to work with. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a tough one. And I love to see it. I want to see the stuff reprinted in omnibus format. I'd love to see Frank Thorne's artwork in big omnibus format. So, why is it so hard for Marvel to get Red Sonja back and Valiant to get Gold Key characters? Why are the rights held? Money. People that now own the rights, the estate. It's not even the estate, the lawyers that own the right to those books don't want to let it go. So, what are those sick TMNT figures? I'm so glad you asked. These are the Super 7 figures. So if you were a fan of the toys, Super 7 is like doing reproduction of the toys in waves, different waves, four toys per wave. Oh, thank you for asking. I love these things. I'm not too thrilled with the April O'Neil one. She looks like a little porcelain doll. I don't like that one, but it's not the animated show or comic book accurate. It's toy accurateness is what they're going for. So if you were a fan of the toys, the whole, super muscular toys, I want to see an Usagi like this. It's the one that I loved when I was a kid. Then Super 7 is the way to go. Any chance for a Legion 5 years later Omnibus Volume 2? It's in the catalog, so yes, it's coming. As long as it doesn't get canceled. When will you review New Mutants Epic Collection Volume 5 and Vita Ayala's New Mutants? They're in the thumbnail, so it'll be this Tuesday. I can't decide which X-Men Inferno prologue cover to get. Oh, man, I know. Arthur Adams. That's the one. Omar, what about Spider-Woman Omnibus? Yeah, I think it's due time we get one. There's enough material, definitely, that they've already done. They've done the heavy lifting with the Marvel Masterworks, restoring the artwork, so 100%. Yeah, 100%, man. That's going to be great. News Poo Channel, I think that was an omnibus. I don't think it was an... Oh, there were two. There was a yellow, blue, gray, and white. That one's the omnibus, and then the yellow, blue, and gray was an oversized hardcover. It's confusing. Is Vita Ayala a good writer? I did not like her Excalibur issue with Storm, or Marauders. Was that Marauders? It was Marauders. I did not like that. I didn't like the way she wrote Storm. But I have read the New Mutants by her, and it's pretty good. It was pretty fun. It's no Jonathan Hickman or Ed Brisson, though. But it was pretty fun. That's just my 2 cents. I'm trying to think of what else she wrote that I've read. Because I haven't read a lot with her. Just that I was not happy with that issue or her treatment of Storm in Excalibur. Or, I'm sorry, Marauders. I'm trying to think of another book that she wrote recently. Oh, Vita uses the they and them pronouns. Thank you. As an old man that tries to be respective of other people, I can try. It's still taking me a long time to do Grant Morrison's they. And I try. It's the best I can do. I have a hard time remembering things in my head about comics to begin with. So thank you for letting me know. Vita can be a bit wordy, but they are okay. They're writing the Static? They're bringing Static back? Oh, heck yeah. Okay. Hey, Omar, any idea if a reprint of X-Men by Claremont and Lee is in the works? No, is it out of print already? I had no idea. When Marvel recolors for Masterworks, it doesn't feel controversial as DC recoloring. What is Marvel doing differently? I don't think DC... Okay, so Marvel hires professional art restoration. Some people are happy with it. Some people are not. So I think they get as close to the original because they cannot use the original colors for some of the, especially the Golden Age books. That stuff has been destroyed. So they have to go in and recolor it. So I think it gets controversial because DC seems to use modernization on their colors, like the case of Swamp Thing is the one that comes to mind, or The Killing Joke. Whereas Marvel tries to get true to the original colors that they put out. And it's interesting because Marvel, whenever they put a classic cover, like the case of Amazing Spider-Man by Michelinie and McFarlane, they recolor the cover but leave the inside intact, which is weird. Hey, Omar, what do you think about Rod Reyes' art and Bill Sienkiewicz? 100% in those issues. Yes, 100%. No info on Captain America Heroes Return Omnibus. Not yet. I haven't heard anything. Hey, Omar, what do you think would be a better buy as an event? Empire Omnibus or Absolute Carnage? Absolute Carnage. Absolute Carnage, man. Or at least my opinion. Oh, what an excellent question. Omar, He-Man or She-Ra? I always had a thing for She-Ra, man. The She-Ra. And she turns into another lady. Yeah. Rise and Fall of the Shi'ar Empire. Did I miss that in the August releases, or are we looking at early? It got delayed, so it looks like September is when it got pushed back to. There were a couple of other books that got delayed as well, so it's not the only one. All right. There's definitely enough hopeless Spider-Woman material to collect in an Omni, but I think you have to go with the classic series. I would love the classic series of Spider-Woman. Jessica Drew collected the Claremont stuff, right? Who was it that wrote the original? Was it Roy Thomas? And I know Friedrich came over. Bill Mantlo did some. But anyway, I would love the classic stuff. Back in the 80s, third grade, I actually liked She-Ra better than the He-Man. Fight me, bros. Nah, you're good with that. With Valiant relaunching everything, you'd rather see a Dr. Mirage drawn by Ashley Riot or Chandra Free? Ashley Riot. And that's cool. They're relaunching everything. How do they even collect an omnibus to print, especially for old comics, as Marvel have a large, giant warehouse of every issue they've printed? They do have a master thing, and it's somebody's job to scan those masters into, into a mega, like a file. So when you see digital printings of that stuff, that's a lot of the stuff, comes from the digital files. And sometimes the scans are bad, like the case of Wolverine. I've shown, like, in one of the Wolverine epics. So all of it will be touched up. Was it the Dying Game, I think? No, Inner Fury. There were some bad scans. So I hope that the Omnibus, whenever that comes out, will be retouched artwork. Are there enough issues of DC's Mortal Kombat to make into? I think there are, but I don't think that DC owns the rights to that anymore. Love from India. I got to know about this channel from Jess. Just caught your stream. Thank you. Jess is a good friend of mine, and he's feeling a lot better. That's OmniDog for those people that don't know. So I'm glad that my buddy who's had health issues recently is feeling a lot better. He's a ray of sunshine, but I would never tell him that to his face. People have probably asked this. Thank you, Mega Shrimpster, for the super chat, but I just got here 20 minutes ago. Will there be an Omni release soon? The reprints are coming first. I have 3 videos with 4 Omni reprints. I'm working on a DC updated catalog list for next year, but that won't come out probably until next week sometime. And there are 3 Omnis that I know of, and I'm waiting for approval from David to see when I can announce those. And I think I've given hints about those. She-Ra better than Tila. Tila was my girl, man. Tila the toy came with that snake cobra thing, dude. She was hot. I like Tila. So glad to know that he's feeling better. Me too, man. Me too. Lots of positive vibes and prayers for my buddy. He's a good guy. Shout out to my Omni Dog. Yep. And Mad Dog Collective and Omni Nation, who was in the chat earlier. And BJ Kicks. All those guys put out great materials. Super Squad D. Do you think a Miracle Man will get a movie, show, or Neil Gaiman finish his Miracle Man run? I think we'll get a movie before Neil Gaiman does anything. What's up, man? Thank you for the super chat, All TV. Has Omar the Blade, the Vampire, been collected? It's only been collected in trade paperback format, and not every series. I think just the Guggenheim series has been collected in trade paperback format. But thank you for the super chat. Omar, don't forget the time Mel. Oh, yes, everybody. Joaquin Comics also putting out some wonderful things. If you want to know, about decluttering not only your physical bookshelves, but also your mind, he's a wonderful place for that. Thank you, Joaquin. Got it. All right, everybody. Omar, what would you think of? I would love it. Gosh dang it. Every time I try to bounce off, somebody's asking good questions. I would love to see an omnibus of G.I. Joe and Transformers. This time, I just want to remind everybody to hit that like button before you leave, though. It does help with our YouTube algorithm and our channel keep growing. And thank you so much to our patrons. Couldn't make videos like this possible couldn't be doing this full time without you wonderful folks. I'm very blessed to have every one of you, and all you viewers are wonderful. Do I need to know anything about a Batgirl omnibus from Gail Simone? If I haven't, nope. It is a brand new start. Hit the like button. Stay minty and take care. Thank you, my dude. Why are Marvel so scared to do a Kelly Sue DeConnick Captain Marvel omnibus? I don't know why they're scared. I wasn't a fan of her run. I love Kelly Thompson's run, though. I like that. But would I buy a Kelly Sue DeConnick Captain Marvel omnibus? Absolutely. That's just the way I'm kind of stupid that way. Spectacular Spider-Man by J.M. DeMatteis and Buscema Omni. I had the standard HC of the Child Within. I love to see it. Omar doing double time. I gave up on... Where did you stop, Roberto Rodriguez? How are you going to stop reading Transformers? You go to phase 2. If phase 2 didn't work for you, man, then it's not for you. Seriously, everybody, thank you so much. Hit that like button on the way out. Check out our Patreon. We have different tiers for people. We also have a spread shop with our T-shirts, logos. Hopefully, conventions stay open. Hoping for the best. I just want to thank everybody. Stay healthy, stay safe out there. Check out our sponsor, Cheap Graphic Novels. And subscribe to the channel. Got some big announcements coming soon. Much love, everybody.